Hello there, everyone. I'm just checking if we are online. Yes, we are streaming live here, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also YouTube. Very good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for yet another episode 2, season 2, the Waran Shanmugam show. It's interesting to have all of you here today. What is the date? Yeah, 27th of October. Can you beat that? We are now in the month of October, and next month is November, and Deepawali is coming. Yes, a lot of things that we have got today. But first, we want to share with you someone who is very special. I have got two guests at the backstage. We were talking just now. Interesting topic we spoke about, and it's interesting. Why I say interesting twice is because both the guests that I have backstage know each other some way or another. They have got relations, and they know the cousin. It's nice to have people who know each other on on the same platform talking about something very, very interesting. First guest that we are going to have is Dato Dr. Lau Bin Tik. Yes, he's an amazing chap with a great mind and a great heart. But before I bring him into the studio, I want to share something. I have got this question that I was pondering for a good 2 or 3 days. And I thought I might as well throw this question to you guys and see what you all have got to say. Let me share that question, yeah? Okay, on screen is what you could see. And the question is this. The phrase learn, unlearn, relearn is something commonly used in many settings. What does this mean to you on a personal level? Learn, unlearn, relearn. Please use the chat box, comment as to what do you think this means and how do you feel about this word. Is it a necessity whenever you want to do something in life? Give us your comment and we will read those comments shortly. Now, let us bring in the man, yeah, Dato Dr. Lau Bin Tik. Hi there, Dato.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
how are
hi.
you?
Good evening, Warren.
Good evening,
Good to be
Dato.
on your show. Good to
Oh
be
my
on your
God.
show at least finally as a guest because
Dato,
all along I've been a spectator to your show and I think you are doing great work. Inspiring people to do good. And your special passion is to make people feel that they are bigger than what they think. I think this is very appropriate, and I can, from my own life experience, say that it is very true. Many of us think that we can't do much, but actually we can do a lot in our life to help others to be bigger than what we are.
yeah, Dato, I think it is
Yeah.
definitely an honor for me to have you in this show of mine. Why? Because you have shared so many things to the community out there. Time, effort, money, skills, knowledge, experience, and so many things. And it is very interesting how you do it without even thinking twice. We have had experiences, and I shared with you how after sending the promo page to the many people, a lot of people commenting as to how you have been helping people, how you have done so many people good. This is very important, Dato, and I think that is what we
Thank you.
all need to hear from you. And I thank you once again in appearing in my show, Dato.
Thank you, Warren. I think one day I must be sitting in your chair and then make you the guest because you yourself have, I think, done quite a lot of things also to serve the community as a member of St. John Ambulance as well as a Rotarian. So I think one day I hope that we can reverse our roles and I can interview you too.
That'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That'll be an honor,
Yeah.
Dato. That'll be an honor.
Yeah.
Dato, if you
It's a great honor.
yeah, thank you. Dato, if you could see the question that I asked just now, learn,
Yes,
unlearn, relearn. What's your thought on that, Dato?
I think it is very, very true because I think important thing for us to know is, first of all, before we hope to make any changes, is to aware of where where we are weak and how we are going to make it stronger. So that will help us to know which area to go to, because as you know, a lot of time we are guided by our emotion and our habit, you see. And to change a habit, you know, it is so difficult, you know. So you have to be aware what bad habit you are trying to change to be a to have a good one. So you have to first learn to focus on the area where you need to change or to learn, and then you have to unlearn that, so that you could put in something that is new and that is useful to you and will make you better, you see. So I think to unlearn and relearn is very, very important. They are just, I think, the steps that are necessary to take before you can actually change yourself uh, 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 properly. You know,
Okay.
as there's a Chinese saying that it is easier to change the mountains and the on the rivers, and so difficult to change man's character. You see, that means your own habit and what you do. You see,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
your
you are
mindset.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
so rightfully said. Dato, on that same note, I
Yes.
see the title, right? It says Philanthropist, and then
Yes.
awarded the Bailiff Grand Cross of the Venerable Order of St. John's, UK. You
Yes.
That is something interesting, that though I have got some photographs that I want to share. While I
Yeah.
share those photographs, you may want to talk about this great honor, great award that
Yeah.
you have received.
Yeah. This is my uniform as the commander in chief in St. John Ambulance, and this was taken during one of my last inspection of the St. John in Wilayah Persekutuan, and this was taken in the Victoria Institution field. You know, where the members and officers of St. John Wilayah Persekutuan had their annual inspection. This
I
was
see.
done in 2016, just before I retired as the commander in chief.
I see.
I think that was the last. And this is the robe of a Bailiff Grand Cross of the Venerable Order of St. John of Jerusalem. And this is the first great award that is given by the order. And it was a great surprise to me when I was given this in 2014, before I retired as the commander in chief, because I think this is the first time ever that a Malaysian has been given this top award under the Order of St. John. And it is something that I treasure very much, because this first grade as a Bailiff Grand Cross of the Order of St. John is only given in limited number at all times. That means only 21 non-royals can be given this at any one time throughout the world. And these are usually given to heads of countries or to foreign monarchies. And as a commoner, I'm very proud to be given this high honor, because this is something, and this is a picture of before I retired at a special farewell banquet, that I was presented this oil painting of me in the robe of the Bailiff Grand Cross of the Order of St. John, and standing beside me was my successor Dato Ming. Yeah,
I
I
see.
handed I handed St. John over to him in the year of 2016. Yeah, after having served in St. John as the commander in chief for 23 years, the longest ever serving commander in chief in St. John, and was recognized by the Malaysian Book of Record in 2016, just before I stepped down as the commander in chief.
I see.
Yeah, this is the warrant uh, allowing me to have a family coat of arms. And this is a special coat of arms that is designed personally and with assisted by one of my St. John officers to come up with this special emblem, my special coat of arms. And as a Bailiff Grand Cross, I can pass this coat of arms down the generations to my descendants, and this is officially recognized as my coat of arms. And this emblem I can put on my letterhead and use it officially. And even I can make car stickers or put on my dashboard or whatever. You know,
So
this
Dato,
official. Yes.
yeah, so Dato, this emblem I was told that it is created for a particular person. Do you want to explain a little bit about this emblem?
Yeah, yeah. In this emblem, you can see, because as a doctor, I have this Hippocratic staff with the snake, you know, going round, and that indicated some medical background, you see. And then below that, on the red shield, you can see there is the Tai Chi, you know, Tai Chi emblem, uh, 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 depicting yin and yang, the balance of the positive and the negative, and with the 14 pointer star, denoting the 14 states in Malaysia. And then, of course, we have the tiger, the symbol of Malaysia, up on the top there. And on both sides, there are two unicorns, because I belong to the Royal College of Physicians of Edinburgh, a Scottish, and unicorn is a Scottish emblem, you know, of Scotland. And unicorn is an imaginary animal, and to me, it's important for me to have this a dream, you know, of imagination of building something good, and that is why I've chosen the unicorn. Initially, I thought of putting two tigers on both sides, but then I thought it may be a bit too fierce. So that's why I've chosen the unicorn instead of the tiger. And then at the bottom, you can see I have the OBE, the medal of OBE, and also the other one is the Order of St. John medal. And with the Chinese, a strap word of Chinese there on top, indicating that you have to work hard to achieve. And also, it is good to be humble and to be courteous to other people. You know, that is the meaning of the whole coat of arm here. You know,
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's amazing, Dato, how you have been actually serving in many ways. Yeah, so you are a St. John's member and you are also a Rotarian. Share a little bit about your life as a Rotarian, Dato.
yes. In fact, I was invited to join Rotary in the 1987. You know, when I thought, I was very impressed by the four-way test of Rotary. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Does it bring better friendship and goodwill? Is it beneficial to all? I was very greatly impressed by this, the motto of Rotary. That is why when I was invited to join, I quickly joined. And to me, in my mind, as a person who does volunteer work, I was thinking about, you know, sort of combining both Rotary and St. John together, so that it they will help each other to grow, you see. And as a result, I was able, as a Rotarian, to influence other Rotary clubs in Malaysia to support St. John. And that is why we have a lot of help from Rotary itself. And Rotary, in return, has benefited also from St. John through their training and through their community work. Like St. John, we provide hemodialysis service, and we were able also to work with Rotary in this area. You see, so to me, it is a partnership in service, and Rotary has got a great capacity to provide service to the community. And
Okay.
as a Rotarian, I was able to combine both, to help both grow well.
Yeah, that's amazing. I have got a lot of comments here that I am
Yes,
showing on screen, but I this
yes,
comment just caught my eye, and I want to share this with you. It's from
yes,
John S. Thomas, who says,
yes,
"Hi, Kirubai from Malaysia. Hi also to Dato Lau, who was my 1 year senior in St. Gabriel School way back in 1966." John
yes,
S.
yes.
Thomas is here, Dato.
Yeah, yeah. I remember John as a schoolboy, because I was a school captain then in school. You see, I finished school in 1959. You see, he was my junior. He was my junior. It's good to know that you are well and going strong, John. Happy to meet you on this show.
Very nice, Dato. Very nice, Dato.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of platform that you have been, a lot of associations,
yes,
organization,
yeah,
and many more things. The only right question that I could ask you would be on leadership. How
yeah,
a person should lead an organization, and what are the qualities of a leader, is something
yeah,
that I want to hear from yourself, because you
yeah,
are not the leader whom we always read about from the book. Your leadership is
yeah.
always very creative, very different, and very humane. And this is what I want to ask you, Dato. What is
Thank you,
leadership?
Warren, for this. I think it is important as leaders of any organization to be able to work together as a team. You see, and that is why for me it is important to empower,
Mm,
everyone in the organization for them to contribute whatever they can to for the betterment of the organization. And
mm,
that's why, as a leader, I always put myself at the bottom of an inverted pyramid. I inverted the pyramid. You see, a lot of organizations have structure where the president or the chairman is on the top and the rest are at the bottom. I inverted the whole structure, and I believe that those people who were in the on the bottom are the ones that actually do the hard work. And it is important for the leaders, or to support them, to give them whatever is necessary to make their work easy. And as a leader, you are the one responsible for the whole organization. And whatever things go wrong, you have to bear with it. You got to carry the responsibility. And I believe that that is one of the way whereby you can do better as a leader, not by shouting down, but by supporting people and providing all the resources, necessary resources for whoever is under you to do a better job. You see, that is what I consider good leadership to be. And
yeah,
besides that, of course, leadership requires the skill to bring everybody together. It is important to also be yourself, to show good example, to have great integrity, because I think integrity is a core value of any leadership. If you don't have integrity, I don't think your organization will do well, because everybody will be looking up to you to see how you say things and how you act, and action always speak louder than words. So
yeah.
it is important for leader to show by example that
Mm,
you would do things that that you expect of your own people. You see, and you would not do things that you don't want other people to do. And I believe greatly in the golden rule: do unto others as you want others to do unto you. And with
wow.
this golden rule, I don't think you can fail in any position that you have. Even
Yeah.
in any position that you have as in an organization, if you practice what is in the golden rule. I think this is something which I have learned through my experience, and it is a universal truth that it is most important that you practice this golden rule.
Yeah, I think that's
And
a
that,
beautiful golden rule, yeah, Dato, whereby if you
yes,
want to treat somebody, remember,
yes,
if you are
yes,
treated the same manner, would you like it? Yes or no? If it is yes,
yeah,
move. If it is no, think again, sit down, ponder again before you treat
yes,
others. And it is very
true,
important. Dato, so when you speak
yeah,
about your life, you are still a dermatologist, yeah, you are still practicing.
yes,
And
yes, yes,
then you have got your voluntary life, and then you have
yes,
got your family. uh,
yes.
I'm curious, how do you manage this? And please tell us how one can actually do that. You have been doing this all this while. How have you been doing it, and what's the tips for us, Dato?
I think it's a matter of time management, you see, because I believe that if there's something that you want to really do, you will make time for it. And that's why I make time for my family. I make time for the community where I serve. And I try to balance. For me, everything is a balance. And I believe in this principle of holistic principle of balancing everything, you see. And to me, a meaningful life must be a life to help others, to serve others. And philanthropy, to me, means love to mankind, universal goodwill, and active effort to promote human welfare. That is my take on philanthropy, you see. That's
Yeah.
why I think all of us can all do philanthropic uh, efforts, because all of us can serve, in big or small way. It is important for us to learn how to serve, to help others. As Dr. Albert Schweitzer has said, it is not enough just to exist. You must do something more. You must give some time to your fellow human being. uh, Even if it is little thing, do something for someone who needs your help, something for which you get no pay but the privilege of doing it. For you do not live in this world all on your own. Your brothers and sisters are here too. And I believe in the principle behind his saying of this need for all of us to help each other to have a better life. I think, as Albert Schweitzer, Einstein has said, the purpose of all of us in this life is to make life easier for one another. I think this is a very important principle too, that we
Beautiful.
should help each other to make life more meaningful and easier for one another.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Grace Phillips
Yeah,
says, Bible motivated, doing unto others
yes,
as you want to be done by. Yeah, amazingly
yeah.
said that. Dato,
And I believe in the saying by Helen Keller, where she says that life is either an adventure or nothing. And that's why that I've taken this adventure of service in my life, you see. I know,
yeah,
to make your life meaningful, you see.
yeah.
You know.
So you spoke about adventure, Dato.
Yes,
You have been doing so many things. Currently, you're
yes,
also doing something. My question, Dato, what's your future
yes.
plan? What do you have in mind?
In fact, I was thinking of setting up a home care service within St. John,
Okay,
for the older populations. As you know, our country, the population is aging very fast, and older people need a lot of help. So I was thinking of setting up another community service under St. John banner, but unfortunately, my successor and other officers that has taken over are not so keen. But I will still persist on this and try to get some of my older friends to come forward to work together with me, so that we could provide some help for elderly people, especially in matter of home care, you see, where some
hmm,
poor families need to take care of their old people, their sick relatives at home. At least we can try to teach them how to take care of their health and how to help them when there's a need for that. So this is something which I'm looking forward to.
okay.
And I'm doing some preparatory work, you know,
I hope
because
that will
there's no end to service. You see,
exactly, exactly. And I hope
yeah,
that will happen in very near future. Things will
yes,
change,
yes,
and I hope it will become reality,
and
Dato.
and in fact, I'm thinking of definitely bringing you into Warren. I know you are a man very dedicated to serving other people, and I shall be roping you in too, and some other
Anytime,
friends who are prepared to come and help us. Thank you.
anytime, Dato. So
Thank you.
Dato,
Thank you.
working with you,
Yeah.
being with you, doing service with you, it's always an honor. Anytime, Dato. Anytime. Thank you so much, Dato.
Thank you.
If I were to ask you for a message to the many
Yes.
viewers out there, because you
Yes.
have experienced life to the fullest, I must say, what would be the message, Dato?
I would like to leave just a simple poetry, that is written by a famous poet, Emily Dickinson, who says
Okay.
that if I can ease one life, the the the, the the suffering, and cool one pain, or help a fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. I think this is a very meaningful short poetry. I hope that everybody will remember that. so that each of us will be able to live our life not in vain, but with a purpose to help one another. Thank you, Warren, for having me on the show. It has been a great pleasure and honor for me to be here to be able to share some of my work and my activities with some of my friends and some other people. Thank you very much. Thank
You're
you.
most welcome, Dato. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you.
for being
Thank
here.
you, Dot.
Your sharing was so meaningful. A lot of people are commenting. I just cannot mention every single message, but they were all. You have got a big fan base there, Dato. So everybody's in love with you, and I thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Dato.
Thank you. Thank you. I
You're
think I
most
must
welcome.
thank all my friends who always have supported me in my charitable activities. Many of them have contributed money, financial support, and also moral support to all the things that I've been doing. And I must thank them gratefully. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
friends.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dato. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Dato. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye. That was Dato Dr. Lau Binte. Can you see how amazing of a man he is? He have done so many things to this community here, not only in Malaysia but around the world, and therefore he was given this beautiful, fantastic, great award from the UK's. And this is what we need to do. We don't have to be like him, but if we could at least do that little bit from whatever that he shared just now, is good enough. It's all about baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. How do you want to change another's life? By doing what you can do is all that is needed. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, if you do good to others, it comes back to you. Not single, but multiple fold. And it comes in many ways, not necessarily monetary, but good health, blessings, smile, happiness, good relationship, and many more. So try doing good to those people out there and see how your life will transform. Talking about transformation, right? We have got another guest of ours, lovely lady, all the way from UK, readily waiting for us to share what she knows or what she have been preaching to the many people out there. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirubai Kohout is an amazing lady. She has transformed people in many ways. And I want you to have a look at what she have done. But before that, let's bring her in. Kirubai, hi there.
Hi, Warren. Thank you
How are
once again for inviting me. It's a pleasure to
Thank
be
you.
on your platform. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kirubai. Thank you so much for dropping by. I must say virtually, yeah. And transformation coach. What does that mean, Kirubai?
Well, when I talk about transformation for me is shifting. We are constantly shifting our identity from the time we were born to the time we are at this moment. We are adults, but there is different transitions that we go through, and each transitions are very, very vital in our growth and how we handle these transitions, whether it has a positive change or whether it is challenging. It is all within the power of our hands. And transformation, if you stop having this personal transformation, you die.
Mm. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. If you do not have this personal transformation, you die. She will explain more. But before that, let me just ask you, Kirubai. Remember, I threw the question learn, unlearn, relearn. What does it mean to you?
So I think it kind of brings this word transformation on the highlight today. Learn. As we grow, as we are children, we are learning from our teachers, our parents, the spheres of influence. And there would be a point in our lives where we have to unlearn everything because some of these things don't work for us. And then we relearn, retrain ourselves, and to be the person you are. It is all tied up. For me personally, is the vision that you have, and the vision and the destiny that you have to fulfill. Because I am a woman of faith, and I believe that we all are called for a purpose and a destiny. And sometimes the readjusting is where we unlearn, and, and adjusting is where we learn. And when we stop doing this, we die.
That's interesting. That's nice, nicely put, I must say. And I like your so you have been doing many programs, yeah, Kirubai, and I
Yes.
like this program that you spoke yesterday when we were having that little one-on-one. Shift your identity. Can you share with us? It sounds fantastic. Tell us, what do you do in that program?
Okay.
If you
Shift your identity inside out it's a course, a program that my dear colleague Menaga Poithalingam and myself, we conduct this course, a workshop through Smile Leadership Academy, where the things that both of us have learned, unlearned, and relearned again. And to make things easier for others, we share our life experience and we help this process, we shorten this process. Sometimes it is your willingness, our willingness to learn and to share. That's where we are sharing on this platform. And the word that I always work on is body, mind, and spirit. It all comes together in this transformation, inside out. Everything has to work in unison. It has to work through a collaborative work, a holistic work, as I put it simply. So everything has to be in place for this transformation to happen. And sometimes it's like the cows, they're pulling, or the horses that are pulling in different directions. So everything you have to bring it in alignment.
So now a lot of people say this, and I'm reading these comments. There's this one guy, his name is Grace Philip. He mentioned this, and I think it's a lady,
Yes,
Grace Philip.
correction,
Yeah.
yes.
So I stand corrected. Grace Philip wrote this wonderfully. Transformation is an ongoing process throughout life. But my question to you, Kirubai, is that true? Is that so? Why, if it is true?
It is so true. It's so true, Warren. We constantly are transforming our lives till the day we die. And if we stop and do not have this mentality, this mindset of being transformed, and the processes that we go through, it's painful. I could tell you that some of the processes that I have personally gone through, it was so painful in my life. One of the things that when I talk about the spirit, when I was young, my spirit was crushed because I was abused as a child. So because of this abuse, if I had just sat in that position of not wanting to move on with my life, I wouldn't be where I am today, openly sharing on platforms to help people. A lot of people are stuck because of what has happened in their spirits. And as I shared with you the other yesterday, said part of sharing this is forgiveness. You have to learn to forgive yourself. And forgiveness, as I can say very openly, is, as I shared with you, it's quite funny, is when you stop forgiving the person who has hurt you or done harm to you, then you bleed on the others who are constantly loving you. So you have to forgive yourself, you forgive the other people who have hurt you, and then start loving. Then you can love the people around you.
Yeah, that statement really, amazes me big time. Yeah, when you stop forgiving, right, it bleeds onto others whom you love. Yeah, and the relationship is so important. You just don't know how it bleeds and how it really affects the people within your community, vicinity, and home for that matter. So, Kirubai, you spoke about your life a little bit as to how you were abused. I don't know how much you want to speak about that, but more important is now, how did you transform yourself? It's very easy for one to say that, you know what, just forgive and move on. But there must be a process to it. You want to share a little bit as to how you actually transformed yourself from being in guilt, blaming yourself, to now I am in control. Kirubai.
Okay. It was an ongoing process. Didn't happen overnight, I must say. But I think God had put the right people around me to support me and help me. But it was long after that that I could openly speak about it. I think being in coming from an Asian culture, it's not easy for you to speak about it. So I could say it. I turned 60 next year, and I'm excited about it. But it took me a long time to openly share about this. Only last year, and I went on platforms and I shared about what had happened, not in a vindictive way, but in a way that to help others to reach out and talk about it openly, not because I wanted to gain sympathy or, gain pity from people, but, to be there and to say that, hey, see who I am today. And this can happen because I do not want to live in guilt. I do not want to live. I want to be liberated in my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything starts with your spirit. If your spirit is not in the right place, a lot of things cannot fall in place. So I had to deal with myself. I had the right people around me to help me. But it was a long process. I'm not discounting anyone, because it is a long process. And that's why shifting your identity as a course. My colleague, she went through depression, mental illness. She went through a broken marriage. So we combine all our challenges and bring it out as shifting your identity. We are out there to help men and women.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, Christina here speaks about, I think time is part of the process. Yes, we always hear this, Kirubai, that time will heal. What does that mean to you on a personal level? And does time do really heal?
Yes and no.
Okay. I like that answer though. Go ahead.
You know why? Because Christina, I agree with you. But I also have a question on this matter. Because time can just pass you by, and then you just push it off to your subconscious, or just push it under the carpet, and don't bother. And one day it will just resurrect within you. It will just resurrect, and it will translate in your body, in your mind. It's like it just comes out. It just comes out in other ways, like how you deal with people, how you respond to things. But you need to dig deep in and say, hey, I got to settle this. This I have to settle with myself. I have to settle it once and for all. Once you settle it, and how does it translate? Like now I speak openly about it. I don't care. And I have a amazing husband who supports me. And that's I have to say this. And as Asians, we are shy sometimes. We are very shy to be able to share with what we go through, our traumas, our pain. And knowing that, you can help someone, you can reach out to someone and say, hey, I was broken, but today these broken pieces are put together for a purpose and a destiny.
That's nice. That's nice. I'm laughing as you are talking about that, not because of whatever that you are saying, but because there's this message that came by also that really means a lot. If you are stuck in a rut the whole time with bitterness as your best friend, time will not heal the wounds. Yeah,
Amen.
and that's the question that I want to ask. Yeah, forgiveness itself, right now, when you want to transform, you need to do a lot of things, Kirubai. You really need to make sure that you are built in such a way that you forgive, for that matter. And forgiveness itself is the biggest thing that you need to do and let go. Letting go means that block that was with you, that baggage that you have been carrying for the longest time. You need to snip it off, throw it away, let it go. Only then you can move. That itself is forgiveness. Now, the question is this: forgiveness. How do you forgive someone? Now, I would ask Dato Dr. Lau Bin Tek if he had this experience whereby there is an instance where someone did something to you and then you forgive. How do you forgive? Now that I'm asking you, Kirubai, how do you really forgive?
Okay, I'll take you back to that instance where the person who did this to me, I was very convicted in my spirit to go and tell, I forgive you.
Ah,
Okay, that was my personal journey on it. It was not easy, but I did it because I felt it kind of brought that break, and I did it. And this person, you won't believe it. I forget about 2 months or two weeks or what. I mean, I can't remember correctly, but it's so long ago that the person actually died.
oh,
So probably he was also suffering. And he, at that point also, before when I said I release forgiveness, he said, please forgive me. So
okay.
there was a healing that took place.
Hmm.
And this was for me as a person to be released. There might be different ways that you will be convicted, and your convictions can take you differently to release that forgiveness. But you know what? It is like this little, a little sand in a pearl, You see, it will irritate you, irritate you, irritate you, irritate you. And if that irritation is still there, nagging behind you, progress is very, 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 I will tell you this, progress is so, so difficult. You can't leave it behind and move on.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Now, I would love to hear what Dato Dr. Lau Bin Tek have got to say with regards to forgiveness. Dato, can I bring you into the studio?
Sure.
All right. So,
I think
forgiveness.
what I agree with what Kirubai has said about forgiveness and so on, because in anything, in order to have a liberated mind, you must accept what has happened, and then you must let it go. You mustn't hang on to it, otherwise you'll be carrying the burden with you, and it will be lurking in your mind as a shadow, and it would appear at some point when you're stressed, and so that will be not so good for you, not good for health also. So it's good to release that burden and just let it go, you see, instead of carrying it on yourself. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand this principle of having to let go, you see, because if you let go, there are a lot of things which you cannot control. That's why this saying in the Bible is very true. Give me the serenity to to uh, to uh, do something like the wisdom to know the difference. You see,
Yes.
to serenity of letting go of what I cannot control, the courage to do what I can control, and to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think this is very, very true. So if it's something that is beyond your control, it's better to just accept it and then let it go. I think this from the psychological point of view, is a good way to overcome the problem, of carrying that burden. Yeah,
Okay, Dato,
I don't, I don't.
so you spoke
Yes,
about something, yeah? It's very interesting.
yes,
But before that, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to know more about what Kirubai does, go to her Facebook page, yeah, Smile Leadership Academy. Go like and follow that page. You will have tons of information as to what she's doing, and please contact her if need be, and she will guide you through as to how you can transform yourself. Dato Dr. Lau Bintek and Kirubai, I've got this question. Now, you all speak about support system, right? How
yes,
both of y'all, in one way or another, spoke about religion as the support system. Now, that being
yes.
one pillar, what other support system can one have to heal, move forward, transform themselves? Dato, you want to take first?
Yes, I think you can get support from your own family, your friends, and many others. I think it is important to realize that if there's a problem which you cannot solve, there's always somebody around that can help you. You see, and it is important for you to access yourself to such support system like alcoholic. You see, they have this alcoholic anonymous to help them,
Mm.
and you should not be sort of shy to approach these people to help you out. You see, because I think there's a lot of support. Because everywhere we turn, there will be people who are willing to help, or there will be people who need help. You see, so it is important for us to be conscious of this, and not to feel embarrassed to come forward to admit your own problem, and try to overcome it with the help from others. You see, I think there are so many NGOs, so many bodies that can help in many situations. But only thing is, people are worried that they would be too
Judge.
self-conscious to
Mm.
come forward, and they are worried of other people's judgment. You see.
All right, Kirubai?
Yeah,
Yes, I completely agree with Dato Lau, because I think the biggest drawback challenge that we have as someone who is in a situation like this, just not abuse, but any situation, breakups in relationships, or even going through some challenging circumstances, we are afraid of judgment, how people will judge
yeah,
us. And spheres of influence is very, very important. Having the right people around you. Keep away all those toxic people, people who will come alongside to build you up and not tear you down. Because as human beings, we tend to judge one another. But at that point where you want to really move on with your life, you need to have the right people for the right seasons. It's very important. I believe in you being in the right spheres of influence.
Yeah, yeah.
So I tell myself, if a person is toxic and is judging me, I stay away.
Yeah, exactly, right. So that's the thing, you see, Kirubai and Dato.
yeah,
People judge anyways. You do good, people judge. You you don't do good, people judge also. And they have got words that you have never heard before, which they will throw without even thinking twice. Now, for a person to receive those when you are doing the right thing, how would you want a person to manage those? And to add to it, how do you then forgive that person for mocking on me or talking bad about me? Kirubai.
It's like Mona says, to forgive is divine.
I
I
know, right?
completely believe you do need divine intervention.
Mm,
As
mm.
I can see, I always stress this. I'm a woman of faith. I reach out to God and say, please help me. It was not easy. It doesn't matter whatever circumstances you're in, situation that you're in. If somebody has harmed you, you need to release, because if you do not release, that becomes toxic to your body.
Yeah.
It translates to
yeah.
sickness, even can translate to pimples, huh, Dato?
Yes, yes, that's true. All the stress.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all the
I think.
stress that comes through in different ways. So,
True.
you have, if reach out and talk to someone. Reach out.
That's good.
And for me, it's always talking to God, like how I'm talking to you, Warren. I talk to God, hey, you created me, help me here. Please help me. I am sinking. This is a sinking boat.
I think it's very important to have faith. You see, faith is something that we believe that we cannot see, but the result of faith will be see what we believe. Finally we'll see what we believe.
Yeah, that is
So it's very important. I agree fully with what Kirubai has said.
very
That
nice.
is
Very
important for us to what, and as she said, if that person is too toxic, it's better to stay away from him or her. You see, because we don't want to have them all the time here causing psychological, emotional problem for ourselves. You see, so it's better to have one less if they are not sincere in their friendship. So you have the liberty to stay away. So don't repeat the same mistake again and again, because a lot of us will repeat our own mistake always. You see, and it is important for us to pivot, to sometimes turn away from something which we find have difficulties with ourselves. You see.
all right. Very
So I
nice.
think good.
Thank you so much, Dato. Kirubai,
Yeah.
you also call yourself a personal stylist. You want to speak a little bit about that?
Yes, why not? I think from very young age, I've been struggling because I was a plump, young, nice big ball of. I was plump, full stop, and I always had I was conscious. I think it also translated from the fact that abuse and everything. It kind of rolled into my personal confidence and the way I carried myself. I constantly struggled with these things. So after I left the banking job and I was dabbling with some stuff, and I suppose destiny took me to starting to style people in corporate levels where I did programs. And so there I kind of found my niche in helping women and also men transform their personal branding through clothes, appearances, and building their confidence, self-esteem, and carrying themselves with positivity and looking at the world. I always say, it is all about style and not the shape. You can always work around these things.
Say that right. You said that right. Dato,
Yes.
have you ever thought of writing a book?
I was toying with the idea. In fact, a lot of friends say, because through my service and through all the adventures in service, I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to meet many people, politicians, royalties, and many other very colorful people. And it would be good for me to record my take on them, so that other people can learn more about what an adventurous life that I have gone through. You see, so I may be thinking of writing a book if I can find the time out of my other services that I still go on with. You see.
Yeah, definitely that will be very helpful, Dato. And
Yeah.
Kirubai, you are a co-author. You want to speak a little bit about the book that you have authored?
Yes, this book that came out this year, it's called Bossing with Resilience. Bossing, it's a book that was birthed during the 18 months of COVID, where 52 people authored 52 chapters, and I was privileged to be part of this book. And the title of this chapter that I wrote is From Abuse to Abundance. And a little bit of my journey, how I kind of transformed and translated and shifted my identity. And I talked about a little bit about my own journey. And I am thinking about writing a book, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, you know, in the UK, everybody writes a book. It's the
Yes.
next step to bringing something out, you know, birthing something that is fundamentally yours and birthing to help others. So I'm thinking about it, still not put my thoughts to pen to paper, but thinking about it.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
have
Warren, you remember this book lah? The St.
yes,
John
Dato.
people did for me a coffee table book on my life and achievement in St.
Yes,
John Ambulance, and
you're
this
right.
is
You're right.
something that I treasure very much. You know,
Yeah.
thank you to all
Exactly.
my
Exactly.
St. John members. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
something that we did, yeah, where we actually combined all
Yeah,
his photographs and all his hard work in St. John's, right? And we made a
yes,
book like a coffee table, and then we pass it to him. And it is so
thank you
interesting
very much.
because he did so many things. And Dato, Kirubai spoke about writing her own book, and then you spoke about her own. And Susan says you should, Kirubai, go for it. And Dato, yes, both of you all have to write this book. And the reason is very important. Yeah, it's not only about you writing about yourself. The more important is when a person reading your book, right? The transformation that happens upon reading both your books, that will be amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. So, thank you so much, both Kirubai and Dato Dr. Lau Bintek. Kirubai, any message for our viewers before we go?
Yes, I have something to say.
Please,
You know,
please.
half the battle is in our minds. You know, to moving forward is half the battles in our mind. And I have this quote that I keep it right in front of me, and it says, "Tell the negative committee that meets inside your head to sit down and shut up."
Ah,
Very
They're
good, very well said.
always giving you negativity and fear. We are so afraid of everything. To take the bull by the horn, fear is what is it's an evidence that is not happening.
yes.
It is
Yeah,
never
life is
happening.
either adventure or nothing. You know.
That's right. Well said, Dato. Take the bull by the horn and go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Yes, that's it.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, interesting how both of you all spoke so well, and I'm humbled with
And
every.
Warren, I would like to share another saying by Helen Keller. You know, as you know,
Go
Helen
ahead.
Keller is one of the most famous handicapped person that we know about. And she
Yes,
says is, I'm only one, but yet I'm one. I cannot do everything, but yet I can do something, and I will not fail to do the something that I can do. I think this is very important. Although
yeah,
we think that what we are doing is insignificant, but at the end of the day, it would make a difference to so many people, you see.
yeah.
It's like a ripple on the pond, you know, if you throw a small stone, you know, it may not be large, but it would, you know, produce a ripple that can go all the way to the edge of the pond, you see. So it is very important for us to remember that any
That's
little good deeds that we can do actually will go a long way to help others.
beautiful. It's 9 o'clock. Beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kirubai. Your time with me in the Waran Shanmugam show with loads of viewers here. I cannot stop the viewers just commenting. My list of viewers just going instantaneously, yeah, because a lot of people are commenting. You guys touched so many people out there, and I can only say thank you so much for that sharing, Kirubai, and so much love that you have shared, Dato Dr. Lau Bintik. Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you. Thank
shall
you.
meet again in yet another platform. Just be there backstage before we end officially. Okay. All right. I'll bring
Okay.
you on
Okay.
backstage.
Sure.
Thank you, Dato. Thank you, Kirubai. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. We had Dato Dr. Lau Bintik, who shared so much, and we had Kirubai Kohout, who really spoke about transformation, and then we deep dived into forgiveness and healing. And then I had to bring Dato so that we speak about it in a lengthier manner. Why? Because it is so important. Thank you so much. Before we leave, as usual, I have got a TikTok that I want to share with y'all. It's TikTok time, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this and have fun. For the viewers, thank you so much for being here. Sharing every message was very important for us. And I thank you for all the comments. Watch this. Hey there, everyone. Here I am in a restaurant that you all must try. Let me show you what is the name of this place. Beautiful. They have got so many sweet, very nice, very tasty. You must try. It's a must try. Very tasty. So guys, come enjoy the meal here. This is fantastic. Where is this place located? It is in Rasa Prima. Rasa Prima, it's a new shop, but their mee curry, their laksa is to die for. Perfect. Do come and see, come and enjoy, come and taste, and I shall see you all here when I see you all. Ciao.